Hello, friends. I'm Sam from Sam's Disney Diary. That is the blue-haired blogger himself, Greg from Fantasyland News, holding what appears to be a Jabba the Hutt popcorn bucket. Are you serious, my friend?
Man, not only am I serious, but he talks to me too normally. I don't all of a sudden. Oh, there he is. Now he's talking to me.
Love it. There's a lot happening. It is July the 17th, 2024. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Remember, if you're listening to Sam's Disney Diary, the podcast, make sure you hit that video to see all the visuals that we're going to be talking about. Greg, tell me what we got today.
Sam, today, my friend, we got country bears, more country bears.
Maybe too many? I don't know.
Maybe there may be a bit of country bears. New costumes. Their D23 event over at Magic Kingdom. We have Morimoto Asia, ever more resorts. And of course, Sam, what are we forgetting today? What is today's magical birthday?
7/17. Today, happy 69th anniversary to Disneyland. We're going to talk more about that later. So stick around. Make sure you hang out. We'll be right back with all that and more. Thanks, everybody. We are back. Greg, tell me more about Jabba the Hutt popcorn bucket. Tell me more, man. I want one.
Oh, not only do you want one, but it comes with the Salacious Crumb, and it's absolutely brilliant. He made his way across the galaxy from Disneyland all the way over to Disney World somehow.
But man, he made it to Disney World. Now, let's be clear. This is only available at Disneyland. This is something that you got. It's awesome. I love it. I want to get one. I'm sure they're sold out.
Is not going to go stand back up there, so Jabba just gets to hang out by himself next to my giant bird. Hey, listen, Fulton Mraz, thanks for joining us tonight. Look, he is celebrating his 25th golden birthday.
Nice.
It's a huge milestone, so happy birthday.
That is.
Sir.
Happy birthday.
And, thank you so much for watching. Meredith, thank you so much. Meredith, thank you as always for watching, and of course,
thank you all for being there. I didn't even have to say, tell us where you're from. I want to talk bears, dude. But before that, we mentioned early. So before you get started, very happy 69th anniversary to Disneyland, opening on July the 17th, 1955. We all know the year. That's the date. It is today. We're going to talk more about this later with the cool little teaser video from 1985. Stick around for more of that. But
Today
until then,
is your birthday. We're so glad you came along. Today is your birthday, so we're singing you this song.
hey, nice.
When you're
Country
older,
Bears.
something. Yeah, Country Bears. Hey,
Country Bear Musical Jamboree, right? So let me get everybody up to speed. This was announced back in September at Destination D of 2023, featuring the Bears performing classic Disney songs in the style of country, different genres, including bluegrass, Americana, rockabilly, country pop, all that good stuff. This thing opened today, but you got a preview of it earlier in the week. So tell me a little bit about your D23 preview, and then we'll get into today because I know you were there.
Of course I was there. Right. So media got a special presentation the other day, and then D23 held a gold member event where you had to, it was a ticketed event where you paid for as a gold member and you could bring a few guests with you. But I believe it was around $56. You got to go in and preview the Country Bears musical jamboree. But the really important part was the Imagineers. I believe it was Ken Ritchie sat down with Walt Disney Archives, Steve Vagnini, and discussed the concept through creation through opening day of what they made the Country Bear Musical Jamboree about. He went over the cue. He went over the song choices. He went over everything and the reasons why they chose to do what they wanted to do. There is Ken Ritchie. He is he is from Walt Disney Imagineering. He is obviously Walt Disney World's version of it, and he's the producer of the new show. Now, let me tell you, you can go back and watch this interview on my YouTube, and I do believe you're going to have it up on your YouTube soon.
Eventually, yeah. Eventually.
He really does explain behind the scenes of why they chose everything. And I'm going to come out here and admit very loudly, I may have been wrong and prejudged this a bit harsh. And I'm going to have to go back and redo a video about this because I need to apologize to maybe one or two people about how harsh I was on my critique, because I've seen this show. I've seen it many times now. I think I watched it 4 times today, and then I watched it the other time. And look, I didn't think it was for me. And then I got to hear Ken Ritchie explain certain aspects of the show and how they chose the songs and what's going on, not just with the animatronic itself, which, by the way, the animatronics look beautiful. They're well done. I will say that there's a big deal about how these are upgraded animatronics. These are not new upgrade animatronics. These are upgrades to 30 years ago animatronics. But
that's okay.
That's fine. Mean, they are considered what they're considered is A1000, which is like the witch from Great Movie Ride. So they have more,
the Wicked
body
Witch.
movement.
And you know what? At the time, she was state of the art. So now we can say the Country Bears are up to 30 years ago, but that's okay. Look, if it works, that's fine. But the only downside I have of everything that you just said, because it also held true of Luminous, the Symphony of Us. Once you got the story and you understand the story, you appreciated it so much more. And you're telling me the same happened for this new Country Bears musical. As you appreciated the story and heard some details, you appreciate it more. The problem I have with that is that you have to go through that to understand it. I don't know if they need to explain it better or what. But anyway, let's get into some of the images.
They don't need to explain it because it's a show for kids. At the end of the day, it's a show for kids. And this saved the Country Bears. The Country Bears would not exist today had they not done this upgrade and not figured this out. That ride was on its last paw.
It was absolutely was. When you think about it, think about Blood on the Saddle, think about the music that was in there, think about how long it was. It didn't hold people's attention as well as it could have. Kids weren't necessarily up on it, but now we've injected some Disney music. That was
when we get to the opening of it today, I do have a funny story or two. So
so let's go.
This is what they handed you out when you got there. So D23 as a gold member
event
pays for itself over time. With the ticket, you got the guitar pick and the poster from it. And one of the things I thought was cool was it also mentioned on the back, which you don't see, and I have it here, but the soundtrack is now available on Amazon, on any of your music. So if you do Apple, or if you go to Amazon, you can actually download and listen to the whole soundtrack. And it's the full songs. It's not just the 30-second snippets you hear.
Right. And I was going to ask you that, because we're not getting full songs. We're getting little pieces of songs,
30
just
seconds.
like we did in the original Country Bears. Okay. I see that there's a new penny machine in the lobby, I assume.
That is one of those things. I'm a Disney fan. I saw people talk about this on forums and across the internet, and people were like, is there a penny machine? And yes, there is a penny machine. It did not open. It did not work for when media and influencers got a preview, but for D23 members, my friend.
Oh, you have one in your hand right there.
I have all of them in my hands.
Oh, you have all of them. You have the 8 for $5 or $1 each. You know, there's something about the days of, I'm going to reminisce for a second here.
Yeah.
The days of handing my kids M&M mini containers that had 2 quarters and a penny, 2 quarters and a penny, 2 quarters and a penny stacked to the top, to give that to them as they're here, go and get your souvenirs. And they would have a pocket full of pins, the pin trade, and the M&M mini container in the other pocket, and they'd take 2 quarters and a penny out and crank that machine. You can't do that anymore. So that's just a little bit of nostalgia, but you can trade the pins. Anyone else know that trick? 2 quarters and a penny. Have you ever done that?
I gotta admit, that's a great idea. I mean,
well,
obviously it doesn't work now. Now you have
doesn't
to
work now.
What is it? A green card or something like that? Green.
Yeah, hand them a dollar bill to put into this thing, or no, better yet, they don't need anything. They can just tap their magic band if you've given them the appropriate permission.
Yeah, really. So the Press Penny, it has the characters on there. 8 pennies, 11 characters. It's great.
Awesome.
But
love it.
Yeah, right in the
you
queue.
Got the 3
as
on
soon as you
1
enter the Grizzly Hall, it is to your left-hand side.
I think there used to be one there. All right, let's get to today, because you were there today, and it looks like some special merch, which they really didn't talk about ahead of time. But sure, you can sell.
Because that's all you see. That is all the special merch. And now here's why, Sam. I'm not bagging on it or anything. It's Magic Kingdom, right? It's for one ride in Magic Kingdom. This is not Tiana's that's going to open up in Disneyland also. This isn't an attraction. This is just at Magic Kingdom. It's the Country Bears. All you need at least is an opening day t-shirt or something. People would have preferred having a pin also, but that's okay. It may come in the future.
That could still come. Now, I'm going to assume that is the attraction poster that we see on this t-shirt.
That is exactly it.
I don't know if you went through both sides of the front to see if the attraction poster was hanging under the train station or not, but I'm going to assume it's there.
It is. And yes, I did, and I did not upload it.
Do you?
They changed it, by the way. They changed it overnight because it had the old Country Bears yesterday, and overnight it became.
They did the same thing when they opened the sensory experience back there in Storybook Circus, and they did the same thing when they opened new fireworks. The biggest question is, what did it replace? What was gone that used to be there? That's the bigger question.
Yeah.
That's when you got to do some comparisons. But anyway, you saw the t-shirts. You also saw the Bears come out for meet and greets, and we were wondering if they would be wearing new outfits. And the answer is,
look at that. So we have seen Wendell, my bear, in the front. Wendell, by the way, Sam, and just a little, do you have a favorite country bear?
I'm partial to Big Al, and I don't know why, but I just always like Big Al.
And by the way, I know Big Al's backstory now, and it's really cool. So there's Wendell. And Wendell is, that's his new outfit. It was debuted during the media event. This is his first time out in the public with it. Shaker, nobody knew that Shaker was going to come out in his new outfit, but there it is.
Shaker appears, dude, he looks like he's ready to go and be a ghost host at the Haunted Mansion. I'm just
Doesn't he? Like, that is a handsome bear. Now, Sam, you know me. You have been in Frontierland with me. You have met characters with me. I ran, my friend. I was like, it blew my mind. I was a happy bear.
So same as previous, these guys are just hanging out in front of the attraction in Frontierland. No big deal, just hanging out.
Yeah, they come from what is that? That is the side. If you're on the side of Diamond Horseshoe, they come out from back there and they will walk all the way down to the Country Bear Jamboree, and they hang out, man. If you want a picture, get a picture. You want a bear hug?
Yeah.
Get a bear hug.
Yeah. I see that the comments, by the way, somebody could pick up a popcorn bucket when they're at Expo. Yes, please. That's my plan, to go straight there and get that. But anyway, Big Al.
I like
the
that.
Same outfit.
Man, today it was 100 degrees and those bears were out there dancing. Ooh, good for them. Those bears, that's some sweaty bears.
That is. Big Al, this a new jacket that he's wearing?
Hat? that's his new outfit also. That is his new duds, man, and he's showing them off.
It was a red blazer of some sort, wasn't it?
Yes.
A red vest. Okay,
yeah.
So just a little different. He got a little Nashville
like
on his threads
kind of thing. Yeah, there we go. There's more of the pennies. You can see them a little closer.
Pennies that you collected. Now let's talk about the queue if we can, because of course the queue, in this particular queue, you spend a lot of time in there if you just miss the beginning of a show. So you could be
10
sitting
minutes
in there for a while.
Yeah.
But it looks like a lot of things new here to look at. Thank you for
pause
the
it right there
here
for me.
Oh,
that's okay. Don't worry about it.
No, I'm going to pause it in a second.
Yeah. So what I'm looking for is, if you look up there, you can see there is a bear playing a tuba.
Yes, I see that bear. Is it a bear?
It is a bear playing a tuba.
Right here.
I'm going to give you a quick backstory on bear playing a tuba, and this is one of those things you will learn.
Tuba bear.
Yes. That is considered Walt Disney himself, his last laugh. So 2 weeks before he passed away, they showed him concept art of the Country Bear musical, or Country Bear Jamboree that was going. They were trying to build and design, and they showed
that was going to go into a wilderness campground that was being built. Completely nothing to do with Disney World. Nothing at all. It was
a ski resort or campground. One of those two.
It was a ski resort.
So they showed him the drawings, and the one he actually laughed at while he was laying in his hospital bed was the tuba playing bear. So they made a replica and put it into the Country Bear Grizzly Hall.
Yeah, that's wonderful. I love it.
Touching.
Those little backstories are awesome. And I'm sure you get those kind of things everywhere. The fan mail that's in there looks incredible. Country Bear Living. I love that they've made
Hibernation. Gotta love Hibernation.
Hibernation magazine.
Barry Poppins. I want to go see Barry Poppins. I would pay to see Barry Poppins.
I don't disagree with you.
Yeah. So
moving on to some more.
This is Big Al's jacket, right?
This is the back of his jacket. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Now, if you'll notice, it looks like he's played in Zurich or in Cairo, Berlin,
London, Berlin,
Paris. By the way, those are all cities in the South. He has never left this country, but he wants to make it look like he has been a world traveling bear. So
I
Paris,
understand.
Texas, he went to.
So he's been to Paris, Texas. He's been to, I understand.
Yep.
That's pretty cool.
There it is. It's little details like that you go, that's Imagineering. That's why we do this. I see
Romeo's guitar here. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's something. That's something, man.
I'll keep moving along, because what jumped out to me were some of the classic portraits in Grizzly Hall that appear to be the same ones that had been there previously.
I'm glad
whether they're moved or someplace, I'm not sure, but I'm so happy that they're here.
Yep.
There's original Mark Davis artwork, and we'll get to more of that in a second.
Yep. And it's all the original stuff. So this is added to it. I mean, your nostalgia factor is still big when you walk into Grizzly Hall.
Now I will notice something here right at the top. At the top of this image, which appears to be some nostalgia. There's a record album that looks like a slice of wood. Pretty interesting. I like that. The napkin is from the Hungry Bear restaurant.
Yeah.
That is a major counter service restaurant at Disneyland. I absolutely love that.
Which,
by the way, is right next to where the Country Bears were in Disneyland, which is now Winnie the Pooh.
Yes. So nods to there's nods everywhere to the past.
Come Again is the lyrics for a song. That's one of the songs that's in here. We'll get to that in just a second.
That is the old song. That is Come Again from 1971.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
So here is an image that's on the wall today in Grizzly Hall. And what I wanted to do, and I thought that looks like an original Mark Davis. I want to look into it. I did a little homework, Greg. And that on the left is the art that's hanging on the wall. And on the
Yes.
right-hand side is an image of an original Mark Davis Country Bear Playhouse. This is an original. The image is from Heritage Auctions. All credit to Heritage Auctions. It's sold for $7,000 in 2015. But in the description of this portrait that was sold at auction was that this was used to make the official portrait print that hangs in the queue area of the Country Bear Playhouse at Disneyland. Which made me wonder, yeah, this is probably a different one, not the one that was in Disneyland. But it's clearly a replica of it. But I just think it's cool that that's an original Mark Davis replica hanging there. It's his artwork from the original Country Bears and goes all the way back to art. Yeah, all the way back to Walt.
Absolutely amazing. And Mark Davis stuff, his imprint is all over Walt Disney World and Disney itself.
Absolutely it is. And specifically the Country Bears. He did all the original Bears for sure.
Yeah.
Grizzly Hall opens in the Daily Bee. I like that.
Yeah. I love how he accidentally Ted from the Five Bears accidentally put his claws through the washboard.
Claw marks right through the washboard. You got to be careful when you got big claws like that. All right, inside of Grizzly Hall. Now we're not going to play the show, but we are going to talk about it and some of the things happening. First and foremost, I'm happy to see that Melvin, Buff, and Max are still hanging on the wall.
I don't know if I ever told you this. My Mandela effect in life. And I was able to finally prove it was real.
Okay.
When I was a child, one of the things I absolutely remember was sitting down to have a burger at a restaurant. And these three heads were on and talking.
Okay.
And then I went back in later in life and saw it in the Country Bears. And I was like, no, I know these things. These Melvin, Buff, and Max. We're in a restaurant, and it took me years and years of research to finally find out when in 1971, the restaurant that was attached to Country Bears, what is now Pecos Bill, used to be a burger joint, and they were actually hanging on the walls inside that burger joint.
So there was another one of them flipped around they were in both places? Is that what you're saying?
Holly. See, Holly's like you, Bugaboo Creek. I am not thinking of that. I've proved myself right.
I don't know what Bugaboo Creek is, but
that is a restaurant with bears on the wall.
You would remember a restaurant with bears on the wall.
Yeah,
absolutely, positively. All right. So here's the Imagineers that you talked about before. What I wanted to do is touch on the music and the flow. So I did a little homework. These are the songs that we know are there now. Remember, this is all Disney songs done in different melodies. The Country Bear Musical Jamboree, that's a new song, a new rendition of the original, right?
That is absolutely that is written specifically for the Country Bear Musical Jamboree.
I love that. Then the others are, not all of them, but most of them are Disney songs with a country twist.
And you can listen to them right now on whatever streaming device you have.
And so let me ask you this. Remember when they picked the songs for Luminous, the Symphony of Us? And we were like, why'd they pick these songs? And then we realized later it was for storytelling. Was there something similar going on here that you learned through the 23
and it absolutely is. Like, Try Everything. Which
by the way, I had to Google. That's from Zootopia. I'm sorry,
it is Shakira's version of that, and the way they do the country version is absolutely horrific. But
on purpose, purposefully horrific?
No. Someone chose to do this, Sam, on purpose.
Was it as bad as National Anthem during the Home Run Derby? A couple of days ago. In my
ears, I would have to say Trixie may have had too many and need to check into rehab. I'm just saying. So anyway, Try Everything. Look, yes, and I'm going to use Try Everything and Trixie. What you don't see, like, your eyes are so focused on the three Bonnettes who are doing their animatronics have been really updated, and their arms are flailing, and they're doing the background thing. They're like the Pips to Gladys Knight. Trixie would be Gladys Knight.
Sure.
The Bonnets would be, and so what you don't recognize is, if you remember the original Sunbonnets, they had a story playing in the background that
I do remember. Yep.
Trixie's story and the song sync together. So Trixie is trying everything. She has tried being a baker. She's tried being a potter. She has tried running. She has tried biking. She has tried this career, that career. And then at the end, after she's tried everything, it turns out that she should have tried being a country music star, because the ending is this wonderful thing of her playing and actually having success and an audience watcher in a Grand Ole Opry style place.
Oh, that's great.
It's too bad that they used this girl to sing the song the way they did.
Got it. All right. So you got Zootopia. Then we go to.
By the way, Romeo McGraw's version of Kiss the Girl, man. I thought I hated it. And then the more I listen to it, the more I'm like, man, that is a great song and rendition.
So that's Kiss the Girl, of course, from The Little Mermaid. Then Supercalifragilistic.
Is the Ernest plays his fiddle on it, and it actually he plays it so fast it starts smoking.
And that makes sense. I get it. Then after that.
Whole New World is Wendell and Teddy Bear. It's just your normal duet. Imagine Kenny Rogers and Dolly Parton doing Islands in the Stream.
Okay, but A Whole New World, sure.
What it is. Fixer Upper. The problem
Another
with
song,
Fixer
by
Upper,
the way, I will admit that I had to Google. I forgot
Frozen.
This was some Frozen and the scene that it was, because that's probably the one scene
Trolls.
in Frozen that I just skip by when I watch Frozen.
Oh, how do you skip by the trolls, man? They're the love trolls.
Sorry. I get it.
Yeah. So anyway, that's done by them. But what you don't see is that's Melvin, Max, and Buff are actually like behind them making all the dad jokes.
Okay, so they're part of the show, hanging on the wall.
They are absolutely part of the show.
I love that.
And then, of course, Remember Me.
I have a clip that you recorded of Remember Me. We'll watch that in a second.
And then I'll talk about Remember Me in a second. So You Got a Friend in Me is, if you remember the raccoon that lived, the Davy Jones.
Sammy. Yes, Sammy.
Sammy's back, but this is where I have a problem. Sammy makes no sense. He's not a hat anymore. He's sitting behind a guitar amp.
Oh, he's not in the hat. Okay, yeah, I'll work that one later. All right. The natural one here, the Bare Necessities. I mean, that just makes sense. It sounds cool.
Works. It is perfect. It is amazing.
That's the one they previewed back at Destination D, but it looks great. Then they bring back Remember Me once again, and then Come Again, which is another song specifically for the Country Bears. But did they rewrite the ending of this?
It's Come Again. It's Come Again. I mean, it's the original.
Got it. Perfect. And that's a Country Bear song. Some images of Grizzly Hall. It does look great. The lighting looks like it's been updated. Looks fantastic.
It looks great, man. I love it.
There is who are these bears? Do you know? Am I putting
say that again?
That's who are these bears?
That is Romeo McGraw on the right-hand side.
An Elvis impersonation.
Yes.
Which, by the way, I understand that this is the third time that Liver Lips has impersonated Elvis. Did you know that?
No, I did not know that.
He also did it for the country special. I'm sorry, for the Christmas special and the Hawaiian Christmas overlays. In both of those overlays, he was done up as Elvis. So this is the third time that he's been Elvis. Good for him.
Good for him, man.
Good for him. Exactly.
Good for him.
All right, let's get to
Teddy Bear and Wendell. Hey,
here's Big Al on the right.
Oh, I had to say goodbye. Remember me.
I think this is funny.
Don't let it make you cry. Too sad, I can't go home.
It's okay. So there's the
Tell me
one
about
that I originally hated to my core. Besides the "Try Everything" song, I Blood on the Saddle. I didn't see a reason to change that. Like the jokes worked until you learned Al's backstory. Now, Big Al has been touring, obviously, only in small towns for his whole life, but he's on his
it. In the United
11th.
States. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. He's on his 11th or 12th retirement tour. So he's upset that he's going to retire at the end of this tour and wants you to remember him. So he's upset that this is it for him. He's done. Big Al is going out to pasture. He is retiring for good.
Remember me, and he reprises it at the end. That's great. I love it.
Yes,
see, that little bit of backstory is awesome.
Yep, and that's what changes what you think about it. Will you know that? Maybe by if you had paid attention to the cue. Kids aren't going to know this. This is like
kids aren't going to know.
This is you and I who love Imagineering.
That's exactly
going to understand this.
Absolutely, it's geek stuff. I completely agree with that. That's the 5 bear band, right?
That's Zeke and Zeb and Ted and Fred and a bear named Tennessee.
And a bear named Tennessee. I love.
That's pretty good that I remembered that. Wow,
that is good. That is good. Grizzly Hall looks great. Looks like some differences on the top. It's brightened up. It's freshened up.
That is actually, by the way, that is actually all gold leaf.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah. They redid the curtains because they needed to. First off, they had to make sure that they were fire retardant curtains, but they also had to make sure one of the problems was how muffled the audio used to be in there. So they got in better curtains that will the audio cuts through it a whole lot better, and it does work. Cool. It really does work.
Yeah, as a sound man, you got to appreciate that, right?
Yeah. And the other thing that really fixed, if you remember the last time you saw it, like I was there on closing day. Melvin, Buff, and Max, their eyes would click, and that you would hear
clicking. Yes,
that's gone, totally gone.
That's great. I didn't even notice that in the video that I watched, but there was a lot of clicking that you would hear between takes or even when things were spinning around. So I love that that's gone.
Yep.
So there you go. The Country Bears Musical Jamboree now opened at Walt Disney World's Magic Kingdom. How were crowds for the first day, Greg? Were there people there just for Country Bears?
Crickets, my friend. There was Okay, so I'd be real quick. The race to get there was probably 150, 200 people racing there.
So show 2.5 shows.
No, one show. That place holds 250 people.
Okay, so one show.
So I got in there in the first showing and it was half full. Second showing, half full. When we came back out and walked back around, there was nobody in line. I don't think a lot of people knew it was reopening today. And then it kind of steamrolled. So by noon, there was a line, but it wasn't a long line. It wasn't more than like 1 or 2 shows. So you weren't sitting out there in the sun. And it's just, I don't know if it's a lack of Disney advertising that it was going to be opening. I don't know if they relied on influencers and media to get it out there, but I didn't see Disney advertise this at all.
If I were vacationing random week at Walt Disney World with my family and it happened to be this week, I would go to it, but I'm not waking up and knocking down the door to get there. I'm going to go to Seven Dwarfs Mine Train first, or I'm going to get Tiana. There are other things I'm going to do because you know why? The Country Bears will be just fine later.
Which, by the way, I did Tiana's right after Country Bears.
So tell me about that experience. Is there a standby line? Is it virtual?
No, they're still on virtual. Standby line's going to start, I want to say, August 9th. Whenever the first Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party is, I guarantee it stays on standby and just stays there for the rest of the summer.
It amazes me that it's July 17th and we're 3 weeks out of the first Halloween party. Just absolutely crazy.
It's crazy. Like everything happens at once down here. We got D23. We got that going on. It's a lot happening.
Speaking of a lot happening, let's head over to Disney Springs because I know you attended an event at Morimoto Asia. I think they have some new lunches, or you tell me.
They do, and I want to make sure to say thank you to the chefs and staff over at Morimoto Asia and our media partners for inviting me over. By the way, I took my son. It was his first media event.
Nice.
and he got to review food with me. So it was,
That's awesome.
I had a
That's
great
amazing.
time, and it was,
I have been able to do that with you before, and it is a great time.
yes. So it was great, man. We sat there, we got the lunch specials. That's what they're showing off. The lunch specials are going until September 21st, 22nd, I believe.
So
what it
lunch
really
specials
is
as in a special thing they didn't have previously, or lunch special in
it's
that
a revamped
less
lunch
expensive
menu.
than other things?
It's a revamped lunch menu. It is a bit less expensive right now. And then they have if you're an annual pass holder, an extra 20% discount
Oh,
to
that's
have
pretty
lunch.
nice for AP. That's pretty
It's
nice for AP.
great. And
For
it's
lunchtime.
11:30 until 3 p.m.
So
daily.
the 20% is lunch only.
Lunch only. Yes. 10%
And
the
that's,
rest of the time.
I could see why they would do it, because I will be honest, there's not many times I'm in Springs for lunch.
Yeah.
When I'm
look,
vacationing.
the sushi is always on the menu. You can always get that. It's the special, the ramen set. There was a few other things that are part of it that we really enjoyed. The curry that they had was excellent. And then it comes with, it's almost like a 3-course meal, because you do get salad, you do get an appetizer, you do get your lunch.
All right, well, let's talk through it, because you took some pictures, of course.
Yeah, of course.
Well, you also got to experience part of Flavors of Florida, which is happening at Morimoto. So tell me more about that, because we talked about Flavors of Florida last week, and now you got to experience some of it this week.
Yeah, the Shisho orange drink, sparkling. It's just, Florida in summertime, you want refreshing, you want good. You want that orangish flavor in there, and the mixologist came up with this drink. It's non-alcoholic. And it just tastes great. It's real. It's look, I don't drink a lot of sugar, and it's less sugar than normal. And normally I would have had an iced tea. Instead, you go with this.
I love it. Awesome. Yeah. All right. Tell me a little bit about what you got here, because this looks like your 3 courses. I see some sushi on the left. Looks like a California roll.
Just California roll. Simple as that, with the house salad.
Love it.
Yep.
Curry. Ooh.
That was the pork curry with white rice, and my son had that. He loved the pork. It's like a panko coated pork. The curry is, if you are a curry fan, this is probably one of the best curries in Central Florida.
I would think that Morimoto would have that. So yes,
of course. And look, you're pan fusion. The wonderful thing about this, I lived out in Hawaii for a few years. So eating out there is a fusion of most Hawaiian Islander food, Japanese, and Pacific heritage. So this is what Morimoto is to me. So to me, I've had this food my whole life. It's just a matter of how good it is. And Morimoto he is Iron Chef America. He's Iron Chef Japan. His creations are amazing. Those spare ribs, Sam, and I will honestly say this, and nobody has to pay me to say this one, are probably the best dish in Walt Disney World. Singular dish.
They look pretty damn good.
Because they're double cooked. They're cooked, and then they're glazed, and then they're deep fried for a second to get that crisp.
Oh, well, that's it. You're gonna deep fry it? I'm in.
Oh, so good. And they fall off the bone, and it's so good. I had the pork ramen with the duck sauce done in duck broth, and man, like
Poor Donald, sit there, man.
I am so happy.
What did you do to Donald?
What
did you do to Donald?
He just went in a pot for a few hours on the low. The one thing I will say about eating ramen at Morimoto, in the Japanese culture, slurping is not offensive. It actually is a compliment.
It's
just dribbling down my chin.
It's going to be loud.
I am slurping. It was wonderful. It was an experience to have this.
This next image, I want to say this is dessert. I sure hope it is.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Of course.
That's ice cream and some kind of...
It's cheesecake.
It's cheesecake. Nice.
It's cheesecake. So normally it has berry compote on top of it. I can't have berries.
I understand.
But he was like, you have to try this. So they made me one without the berries and gave me a lemon sorbet on the side.
Oh, nice.
And let me tell you, that lemon sorbet with the cheesecake was just over and it's like a souffle cheesecake too. It is ridiculous.
That is awesome. So Morimoto Asia, some new lunchtime offerings, annual pass holders, 20% off. Don't forget that. Thanks for the pictures and the review. I will try this, Greg. It looks great.
It's beautiful. I love that place. And I'm glad that lunch menu is so inexpensive, because trying to go for the Peking duck at nighttime is a bit much for my budget. But I do know people who they'll split it. They'll do 2 people can eat 1 dish and it works.
Got it. All right. So let's head off property for just a second, because you got invited to another event that happened this week. We're going to go over to the Evermore Resort. You and I have talked about this place offline. Tell us about Evergreen Resort. Where is it? What is it? And I'll flip through a few of these images. It looks like you were there for a Christmas event, but let's talk about the resort in general.
Well, it's a holiday event. Let's talk the resort. The resort is located behind Magic Kingdom. It is where Grand Cypress was. It is actually the Grand Cypress golf course is still there. Okay. But they took the courses out and they made Evermore Resort. There is two bedroom all the way up to 11 bedroom houses.
Wait a minute. 11 bedroom houses.
11 bedroom houses. By the way, they hold 51 people can fit comfortably inside the 11 bedroom. There is a slide.
That's a corporate retreat, dude. That's not a right.
No, and here's the thing, right? You want to have your family come to Disney World. You want your extended family to all be in one place at one time. This is the place for you. Here's what it really was. You get together for the holidays. You want to have all of your family together. Now, you and I, like you do this now, you cook for how many people during your holidays?
Oh, yeah, a lot. 25 to 30 people. Yes, you got it.
Say you want to be at Disney World during one of those holidays. You rent one of these houses for the evening or for a few days. You can have your meal catered by their staff and their chefs, and they take care of everything. You just have to sit there and enjoy your time with your family.
That's wonderful.
That's what this is.
Some of these images.
It's also, look, it also is for some of these houses are made for not celebrities, but if you're a baseball player or a football player, you have all these and you want to be safe. You don't want to worry about outside people bothering you. You don't want to be worried about autographs. This is a retreat for you. Yes, if you're a corporation, this is also a corporate retreat place for you. But this is sold. It's not so expensive. If you break it down, and this is what we learned was, yes, it may cost $2,499 for the 9-bedroom house, but if you break it down, it ends up being like $250 per bedroom.
Yeah, which is not that's less than some Disney resorts, most Disney resorts.
Then you get something like this.
Well, this image, to me, when I first saw this, Greg, I thought, oh, this is over on the coast somewhere. But no, this is
a mile outside of Magic Kingdom. 1 mile, Sam.
Is that a lake or is that a pool or is it both?
Yes,
because it's beautiful.
Yes, it is. It's considered a lagoon, but man, it is the largest lagoon in Central Florida. It is all circulated water. It is all clear. You can swim in it. You can kayak in it. You can boat in it. They have slides. They have water parks. They have trampolines. They have swimming lessons. It's ridiculous.
We could talk about that a lot longer, but let's jump into your holiday event that you went for. Tell me about what was happening.
Yeah, so their holiday event, it's just okay. Holly, I'm going to bring her up. Writes about Hallmark.
Okay.
And I know a lot of other people who love Hallmark holiday Christmases.
That's what some of these images look like.
This is the epitome of Hallmark holidays. They just can't call it a Hallmark holiday. It's the Evermore Resort holiday. They're doing fall. They have activities for fall, autumn, Halloween, Thanksgiving, Hanukkah, Christmas, New Year's Eve. These is some of the food that you could actually have catered to you. This was also dinner. Yeah. One of the other things we also got to see was there's the Conrad Hotel over here, which is Conrad Hilton.
Okay.
It is the luxury line of Hilton hotels, right?
Okay.
If you want to have a luxurious stay and you have the honeymoon or you have the means to do it, Conrad is, again, a mile outside of the Magic Kingdom. They have busing to and from everywhere.
Are they related to each other, or this is different?
Who?
The Conrad versus Evermore.
They're the same resort.
Okay, thank you.
So one is the hotel, the other one is the homes and condos you can rent.
I got it. And it looks like you found Santa hanging out at a resort there, Christmas in July, huh?
Man, you want to know how you make Greg happy? Have Santa Claus boat across a lagoon in the middle of July at Florida, across from Magic Kingdom, while I'm seeing, and I'm not kidding, from my vantage point, I could see Cinderella Castle, I could see Spaceship Earth, and then down below me on a lagoon is Santa Claus on a boat bringing us gifts.
There's nothing wrong with any of that.
I had a hot cocoa and a sugar cookie in my hands.
That is wonderful. Love it. Dude, that's awesome.
We live a surreal life sometimes, Sam.
We do. All right. So we got about 10 minutes left. I'm going to check. So bottom line, Evermore Resort, put it on your radar. Check it out. Greg's got more details on that over at fantasylandnews.com.
Yep. Article's going out tomorrow.
Awesome. So make sure you check that out. So I have a special treat tonight, and this is something I was running around doing, which, by the way, I went to Sam's Disney Diary on YouTube and checked out one of my playlists and realized I have like the 4th anniversary of Disneyland, the 10th anniversary of Disneyland, the 20th, the 25th, the 30th, the 35th, the 40th, the 50th, the 60th. All of those specials are out there. And I'm like, oh my gosh, which one should I grab to watch tonight? The coolest one, of course, is the latest one, which is the 60th anniversary, which is Elton John singing in front of Cinderella Castle. It was Kermit as part of that one. It's amazing. And it had me think, Greg, 1 year from today is the 70th anniversary. I hope we see something for 70 and they don't make us wait for 75. But that's a reason to get to Disneyland, just to hear them sing Happy Birthday on July 17th, which they do every year on Main Street. The Dapper Dans, the Disneyland Band, Mickey and the entire gang, they sing Happy Birthday to Disneyland at noon on its anniversary. And I've been there for that before. It's amazing.
Yeah, I got to check our folder. We have B-roll in there. Maybe that's in there.
It might be. It very well could be. I'll check that out later. So let's
why did we land on this anniversary?
Well, because I like who was in it.
To the party of the year, Disneyland's 30th anniversary celebration. Join John Forsythe and co-host Drew Barrymore.
It was Drew Barrymore.
It's all right.
It's 1985.
Certainly is.
And of course,
Ron,
they all go
first
back
job is
to
down
these
here in the town
moments.
square. Out here in front of the depot, yes.
Ronald Reagan.
Main Street and the parade and so. We have lots to do. Get busy. Okay. Main Street ready for the.
I will watch that special once a year.
Yes, I mean the first one, which by the way, that's also
on Main Street. And now, Walt Disney will step forward to read the dedication of Disneyland.
To all who come to this happy place, welcome.
Straight to Luminous, Symphony of Us.
Land.
Love that.
No, wait a minute. Don't you want to see the
You think Drew is still partying at this point in life? She was out hanging out at Studio 54. She was like, I'm going straight to
had to be right
Disneyland.
after E.T., right?
Oh, well,
Yeah.
Surprise for you.
What's the surprise?
All right, wait, we'll see.
A bear.
Oh my goodness.
You're going to get the best seat.
Dude, I'm in.
Boy, if you got
Wait, I want to ride a
An
jumbo
elephant.
with,
This is before Aladdin, so that's not an Aladdin elephant.
yeah.
Thank you for 30 years.
I love that they used to write songs specifically for this stuff.
Yes, that's why I left a little bit of it.
Donna Summer.
Great, I love Donna Summer.
Donna Summer. We skipped that music, but that is she works hard for the money. of course.
She certainly does. Good for
Oh, this
Donna
is good.
Summer.
I like this.
Fantasyland was.
Well, you can take the submarine to the monorail, pick up a 55 sedan at Autotopian, get off at the Matterhorn, and play your way down the east face of the Matterhorn, avoiding the abominable snowman. Then what you're going to do is you're going to pick up the Skyway into Tomorrowland, take the rocket ship to the People Mover, and get off at Sleeping Beauty Castle. Then again, you know, if you hurry, you can catch a Jungle Cruise, but don't hold it too long at Polynesian Village, or you'll be eaten by the cannibals and miss the Disneyland Express. You get on the train, you get off at Bear Country, but don't feed the bears, or else they'll want to come along too, and they don't fit on the ramp across Mississippi, which you have to take through Frontierland and over to Tom Sawyer Island. But you better not go into the secret cave. We lose more people that way. You know, maybe the best thing is to do is just turn left to King Arthur's Carousel, then right at Snow White's Wishing Well Duck if you see Peter Pan flying around, then turn right at the Sword in the Stone, make another right at Alice in the Wonderland, unless you see White Rabbit, and then go left, or else you'll be late for sure. And when you see the flying elephants, you're there.
Now that's the fast way.
Yeah, I think we'll just take a map.
That's what they
Remember
all
the
say.
80s when fast talking was a thing?
Yes, that's why I thought
Micro
that was cool.
machines and that guy.
Yes, exactly.
If they bring out Joe Azuzu, I'm going to be a happy man.
I'm sure. It says right here.
So we skipped Donna Summer.
We took a
And of
wrong
course,
Yeah, yeah,
music,
yeah, I
skipped it. Donna Summer and David Hasselhoff, which I
Maybe
kept
ought
a
to
little
check
bit
with
of.
my
You like it.
guidebook.
Did he bring Kit?
He did not bring Kit, and also Julian
Isn't
Lennon
that
was part of this
interesting?
special.
Wow.
That's cool.
It says here that the Mad Tea Party is one of the 18 major attractions on
Dude,
Disneyland.
you know what I'm not doing on the Mad Tea Party? Trying to
Reading a map.
Yeah, I would get so sick. It's just not.
The Ticos, not Disneyland.
Dude, I think Drew's been partying much. That smiles too much.
Here's a little flashback, which I think is cool.
Walt Disney's Disneyland.
And it's almost mandatory to flash back to a little bit
Now
of
we
Walt.
want you to share with us our latest and greatest dream. That's it, right here. Disneyland, seen from about 2,000 feet in the air and 10 months away.
10 months
We hope
from
that
nothing.
it's unlike
Yeah.
anything else on this earth.
Yeah, it's
In
crazy.
fact, a place of hopes and dreams,
Bill
facts
Lamar
and
Twain,
fancy,
right on the river.
all in one. We hope that through our television shows that you will join us and take part in the building of Disneyland, and that you will find here a place of knowledge and happiness.
How amazing is it that you just thought, you're like, you know what? I'm going to build something that's really never been built. And now I'm going to go on TV and sell this to the American public.
To many studio
Exactly.
artists, craftsmen,
That's exactly
and engineers whose untiring efforts help bring this dream into a reality.
Open the Fantasyland Castle.
That was part of the
in
special.
the name of the children of the world.
This afternoon,
You should do that for
Disneyland
Fantasyland.
Run, Chip,
You need
run.
an introduction like that.
will be on
Yeah.
before an invitational world premiere. And you are guests.
I'll record something like that.
Disneyland is dedicated to the ideals, the dreams, and the hard facts that have created America, with the hopes that it will be a source of joy and
Hey,
inspiration
there's Cheyenne.
for all the world.
Hello.
It's Cheyenne. Thank you so much for my bucket, Cheyenne. It is sitting right here.
Year of our
It is.
second
We
decade.
talked about it. I hope I can get one. Oh,
Yeah.
I pressed the wrong button here.
Oh,
It was
God.
a big year for the opening of many new attractions.
Hello from
Since they were
Hollywood
opened,
Studios. Cool.
7 million people have enjoyed them. So we'd like for
7
you to
million
see
people.
and enjoy them too.
Small world opening. How about those costumes, buddy?
Wow, look how skinny
See those?
Mickey was.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, by this time, there's several thousand people on both sides of Main Street. But we've reserved a very special place for you, so you
Yes.
won't miss a thing. I'll see you later.
Give a little whistle.
Dude, you know, I'm in the mood for a
Haunted
hot
Mansion,
dog or a
baby.
hamburger or something, but this place looks dead.
That's the idea. You've never been in here?
No, I would have remembered.
Well, if you're thirsty, you can get some pinkish red stuff served by green slimy.
Wow.
Look at those old effects, huh?
Then
Yup.
music in there.
Wow.
And while they're playing, you could disappear and end up in this grody place with just your hands.
This grody place.
I'll make reservations to eat
So
elsewhere.
80s right there.
No 80s.
Totally
When
grody.
you get out, you're stuck being with these weird, horrible, yucky ghosts.
Totally
that will
grody.
give you nightmares. for the rest of your life.
A jump scare right in the middle of the special.
Scoops down and grabs your ear.
True.
Oh, here the kid is there, dude.
Here's Knight Rider.
Hear him tomorrow.
There is Kid.
I'll knock him dead.
All right, I let a little bit of this go because it's just talking at the beginning, but then I cut to a clip with no audio because I want you to see this. It is so 80s, it's amazing.
That jacket.
Right?
Want me around. And now I'm back to let you know I can really shake them down.
Okay, what says 80s more than David Hasselhoff and a breakdancing bear?
What?
A break-dancing bear, Greg.
Dude, is the Queen of Hearts playing drums?
She might be. I mean,
Oh
that's
my
a
gosh,
break-dancing
what is
bear.
going on? Does that stage still go up? Oh my gosh, she is.
That stage does go up and down. Yes,
after
they were
these
doing
messages.
Jedi Academy there not long ago.
Yeah.
Jedi training.
Now back
that's
to the
where
program.
they come up from.
That was
But I had to keep that
Well,
clip
it
in
was a
there.
disaster because we had about
Opening day
28,000
memories.
people in here through a miscue with
What's
the
cool
tickets.
here is in the
and
80s,
we had
the
really
people
only
that were there
less,
were still alive.
less than 10,000.
Yeah.
So they could interview
Passing.
them, and it's cool
There'd
to look
been a
back at
plumber
that.
strike. So the plumber said, look, you can either have restrooms or drinking fountains. And so we selected the restrooms, so there were no drinking fountains. We had to have people carrying water on their backs.
Because we
These
didn't have
two
bottled water.
fellows came in, and someone said to them, "What in the world happened to you?" And they said, "We're not going back because those kids in those Autopia cars will kill you." There was no center track then, you see. The cars were free to just go anywhere you want. And the kids were running over everybody.
Believe it or not,
Yeah.
though, we had a great day. And
Look at Mickey.
Oh.
and we've been adding things like drinking fountains ever since.
So that's cool to hear from those people that were there.
Yeah.
I must admit, I'm very flattered by all your attention. You sure know how to make a fella feel like that special guy.
Yeah, I mean, considering today, William Sullivan passed away, which is a Disney legend.
Oh, no, that's the...
Yeah. He was
I
he
did not
should have
see
been
that.
called employee number 1 at Walt Disney World.
Long necks, short memory.
Oh, that's Julian Lennon right there. He was on a float.
Yeah.
Up there. 241,727,150.
What do you think that is today?
Hamburger served?
Yeah, it's got to be billions, right?
64,
Sooner or
More
later,
than-
just about
This is 40 years
Well, I
ago.
mean, no, you wouldn't get billions yet because
You'd have to. This is 40 years ago.
yeah, but you're only
Check
putting
out this
in-
song. Listen to this song.
For 30 years we've been coming together at Disneyland. 250 million have come here to celebrate.
Goofy was skinny.
Yeah.
Everybody comes to
Oh,
Disneyland.
wow.
Everybody comes from everywhere, year after year. Presidents and folks and stars and soaps have come here. Come to Disneyland. Everybody comes to Disneyland. Who comes to Disneyland? Everybody comes to Disneyland. Everybody comes from everywhere, year after year. Ministers and kings and men with wings have come here. Year after year, after year, after year. Disneyland, everybody comes to Disneyland.
That's pretty cool.
The Mark Twain, a proud symbol of that romantic era when whole
So-
cities grew out of river ports.
If you go by ticket sales, by the way,
Monumental change in my
Disneyland on its best year did 16 million in 1
life.
year.
You always seem to
Wow.
be able to see beyond the now.
So
What could be.
not a billion yet.
Gambled on a complete unknown in film, me, and turned her into Mary Poppins.
What's
He
16
created
times
a funny
40?
little
Yeah, it's a
character
lot.
named Mickey.
Look at these kids.
And
Look
from
at these
there, he
characters
gave
here,
us a
dude.
family of real friends who will live
Big Bad
and
Wolf.
laugh with us forever.
Dude, those three little pigs are a little.
Dreams and lifetime memories.
They're a little stiff,
He
aren't
took
they?
a few
little stiff.
acres of
Little
I
bit.
wonder if they're
land
just statues. I
and
don't think
saw a
anybody's in
world
there.
of enchantment.
I think Mickey's real.
One memory I'll cherish forever is the thrill
Watch.
of
No, I
seeing
think they're real.
first time.
Yeah, they are.
And
They're
guess
just
who
don't
went
move.
to a
I like.
guide
They're just good actors.
himself?
I
They're
like
just
Chip and Dale in the back.
I mean, Julie Andrews for crying out loud.
And do you
Well,
know
I mean,
what the
look,
main attraction was?
they have to stand still to be drawn in all these cartoons,
People
so they're
just
used
stopped
to
and
it.
stared at him. They could hardly believe it was him.
Isn't that how it works?
Recognized him. They
I think
reached
so.
out their hands to
Yeah,
touch him.
something like
They
that.
were absolutely beaming. And so was he. And so was I. I've been here many times since with my children, but nothing will top that moment. It seemed like you could see the whole park reflected in his eyes. His dream had come true, a dream that we could all share.
That had to be
We
cool.
did.
Going down
Yes.
Main Street with
And we
Walt.
shall,
Yeah,
as long as
absolutely.
there is still a child left in each of us.
Disneyland is dedicated to the young and the young in heart, to those who believe that when you wish upon a star, your dreams do come true.
Yeah,
And that's it, man.
that's great.
That's
What
what,
a great
I got.
show.
But look, David Hasselhoff with breakdancing bears was something that I had to show you at some point.
Dude, Al, the Queen of Hearts was playing drums, standing up.
All
It's
right, so
great.
go and Google that. That's 30th anniversary Disneyland Sam's Disney Diary. You'll see it. It's somewhere in the middle. But yeah, the Julian Lennon was cool too to be in there, and Donna Summer, and it's just
Yeah, I love that. Thank you. See, that's why people need to go to Sam's Disney Diaries. You have a lot of that stuff up there. And then
I am curious as to what they're thinking for next year, Greg. Do you think they're thinking something for 70, or are they going to wait till 75?
oh, I think they're going. I think at D23, and we'll talk about D23 more next time.
Yes,
but,
next week for certain. By the way, yes.
Yeah, I think they're going to announce their celebration. 70s is a pretty big year for Disneyland.
70 is a big number, so we'll see what comes to Disneyland for 70.
We will
And
have something all year long, or at least 16 to 18 months.
Yes. So we didn't get to talk about Expo that much, or the Ultimate Fan Event, but you and I had the opportunity earlier this week to select the panels that we hope to attend and get accepted to attend. We'll compare our notes. I know some of them we picked the same things, in other cases we didn't. Dividing and conquer is probably better, than we could talk about more things.
Right.
But next week we'll talk about those selections, and I think we should also be talking about mine and your top 5 things we want to hear come out of D23.
Love it.
Does that
I
sound
am
like a
all
good thing for
about
next
that,
week?
man. The hype
right.
is real for D23, the ultimate Disney fan event. I cannot, which by the way, Wendy, who runs D23 Florida, I ran into her the other day, and she said, come see me at Hall A next to, she kind of spoiled that Hall A is going back to a stage and will not be a shopping place anymore this year, because she said, I am in charge of Hall A, and she mentioned what stage it was and said that's right next to where the airplane was last time. And I was like, that's where shopping is. And she goes, uh-huh.
I liked that last year. I think one of so I got mixed feelings about this. Remember the airplane, Mickey Mouse 1 was in the hangar, or the big auditorium, sponsored by Amazon. So you always have merchandise associated with any of these Disney things, and people come out with huge bags. But for that particular thing, it was scan the QR code and make your purchase from Amazon, and it will be at your house when you get home.
Yeah.
I really like that.
Really cool. I think this year is going to be a car show in there.
Cars? I like that.
A car show. A car show.
Cars.
Cars, plural. Like many cars that are decorated, like, you know, the Scooby-Doo mobile, only not Scooby-Doo. It'd be like...
No, it'd be Lightning McQueen as
Yeah.
Dracula or whatever. Hey,
Right.
Next week, I will be here. I misspoke last week. The 24th, we'll be here talking about the Ultimate Fan event. The week after, I am taking a week off, a little bit of vacation, rest and relaxation as we get ready for the D23 Expo. Greg, you and I will figure out what we're doing then because I'm traveling, you're traveling. I don't know if you're going out there Wednesday, but I think I am. So we're going to have to cross.
I'm going out there Wednesday. So Wednesday I will be in Disneyland being a Disneylander.
For this show. I think I might be in the air for this show, but we'll figure that one out later. Till then, next week, July the 24th, same time, we will be here talking about the Ultimate Fan event, what we hope to hear from it, what we hope to get out of it, and hopefully we'll see everybody then.
Yeah, make sure you go to samsdisneydiary.com. Make sure you go to Sam's Disney Diary on YouTube, Sam's Disney Daily on Instagram. You can get me at fantasylandnews.com, Fantasyland News blog on Instagram, and of course, as always, Fantasyland News on YouTube. We appreciate everybody, and I'm going to say end the line.
Conga loose. We'll see you next week.
Tonight, you're invited.